Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Learning with Ilsa. I'm a programming challenge. We have to some problem from Leetcode. Alright, let's understand the problem statement. We have given an array integer nums and an integer target. Return the two indices and the numbers such as add up to target. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution and you may not use the same element twice, okay? You can return the answer in any order. The order can be in increasing, the order can be in decreasing. Okay. To some problem is a classic coding problem and which may asked in multiple times during technical interviews, during competitive programming coding contest as well. So the task is to find two numbers in a given array that add up to any specific target value. For example, if we can see in example 1, we have input nums and we have numbers in the array 2, 7, 11 and 15. And what is the target value? The target value is 9. And we have to find this 9 that can add up with the two numbers in the array. All right, so what we need here, we need to find two numbers in the array. If it's found, then we return the indexes of these two elements. If we found 2 plus 7 which is 9, so we can return what? We can return the 0 and 1 index here. Okay. Okay, so let's jump on the code, and to solve this problem we can use simple approach like we can use brute force method, we can use the dictionaries as well. If we use the brute force method, we will start iterating through the array, and for each element we will check whether those two numbers exist in the array or not. Okay, so let's implement this algorithm in Python to see how it works. Let's jump on the code. Firstly, we need to know about it. Then we are going to use the brute force method, and firstly we will pick this element 2 and compare it with all the elements in the array. First for loop will iterate on this element and the second one until the last element. Okay, so we will use the for loop first for I in range length of nums. Okay, length of nums minus 1 until the last element which is 15. Okay, so the next step is using the inner for loop, which is nested for loop as well. For j in range, you can use any alphabet here. I'm using for I and j for it, and it will start from this element. So it will start from I plus 1. Okay, it will start from I plus 1 and we will write it here I plus 1 and up to length of nums. Okay, length of nums, perfect. Then we need to check, and for checking that it is equal to the target or not, the pairs of numbers, so we need to apply if condition. If nums of I, we are using nums here, nums of I means this element. Okay, nums of I with nums of I plus 1. So we can write it here nums of I plus 1. Instead we will use here nums of j, because that is the same meaning that nums of j and nums of I plus 1. Okay, so we will check whether it's equal to the target. We will write here target value, which named target. If we will found, then we will return what? We will return the indices. All right, we will return the indices, but in that case we found nothing. Then what we will do, we will return empty. That means if no solution found, then we will return the empty element. We can write it here if no solution found. Okay. Example number 1, which is nums. So firstly, for I in range length of nums, so it will start from this 2. Okay, we start with the first element 2 and compare with all the other elements. Okay, in that case we compare 2 with 7 and then 11 and then 15 and so on. So in the first iteration, if we found the 2, and in this loop for j in range I plus 1 and length of nums, so we will check here that if nums in this condition, if I, nums of I and nums of j, when we add up these two values, so it should be equal to the target. Okay, so if we can see that 2 and 7, if in the first iteration we found the solution here, we can say that 2 plus 7 or 7 plus 2 is equal to 9. So code returns what? If we found the solution, code return what? Code will return the 0 and 1 as a list, not as integer but as a list, because we can say here that we have to return our answer in the list having data type int. Okay, so we write it here I and j, which means we are returning the indices. Okay, we are returning the indices. So let's run the code and let's see what will happen. So yeah, it accepted all the test cases, the first iteration for this loop and for this loop. We have used two nested loops. That's why our time complexity will be O of n power 2. And we have used an extra space for returning indices. So we have used the extra constant space because we can see that if the num's length will be more than 10 elements, more than 20 elements, more than 1000 elements, the value which we have to return, it will be constant, it will be the same, it will be two indices, space complexity will be constant. So we have solved the two sum problem using Python. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel for more coding tutorials. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.